Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and today we are going to be taking a look at the 66 DUALLY Crew by JonJonHotRod. Now, there's a couple of reasons why we're not in a actual level right now. We're on the mod menu screen because this truck has so many options that there's no way I could remember them all. So I'm going to actually use this as a little bit of a prompt for myself to make sure that I don't actually skip over anything because this truck is so dang cool. There's nothing that I wanted to miss on it. So, this thing comes with so many different features, including a service body with a one-off toolbox dually fender setup, a service body rack with construction gear, pickup bed rack with construction gear, plywood pallet for the stock bed, a off-road roof rack with supplies, and a custom-built DURAMAX engine. Remove the hood to check it out, which we will absolutely be doing. And it also says it includes a set of stock-style tires and the vanilla engine and transmission tunes from the stock SnowRunner F750 in an attempt to allow this truck to be tuned for whatever level of vanilla or mid-range or over the top that you would like. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into a map. So here we are on Desert Proving Grounds Stage 1 by Pixel Monkey, and this is the truck as it comes in completely standard form. Now, let me go ahead and start this thing up and let you guys listen to it because it is a genuine masterpiece. Listen to this thing. It sounds so good. Like, it just has that exact right tone for pretty much every single aspect that you would want, at least that I would want in my head. Like, hearing that engine tone really makes me go, yeah, that suits that truck entirely. Let's see how it sounds under some load. You get a little bit of spool, you get a little bit of exhaust noise, kind of a nice combination of both. And actually, if you look through the grill right there, you can see the turbo spinning. Wait, what? Whoa. Oh my god, look at that. You can see the turbine spinning. You want to talk about next level? This goes to a level of next level that, like, oh my god, that only JonJon seems to throw into, like, certain mods. Now, granted, every mod creator has those little bits and pieces that they like to throw in to, you know, give their mods a little bit of extra spice, a little bit of extra flair, and JonJon definitely knows how to do those little details really, really well. And that's not to say that other mod creators don't do an incredible job at those little details either. They all just have their own ways that they bring those little details to life. So, into the customization now, we have the stock-ish diesel spec, we got the grocery getter diesel spec, tow and haul HD, trail runner diesel, and vanilla diesel. Now, I'm thinking we go with the trail runner diesel for this build anyway. And then we've got, oh wow, heavy tow and haul 4-speed, low and slow experimental crawler, stockish 6-speed, tow and haul 10-speed, trail runner spec 6-speed, vanilla spec 6-speed, just about whatever you might want. I'm going to go with trail runner on that as well. Now, obviously, this can be used for scouting, trail riding, support, towing, all of that stuff. Whether you're in a modded map, a campaign map, you could literally fit this into the aesthetic of the campaign really, really well. And especially if you want it to be perfectly balanced, bro, use it with that F750 tune and it'll be good to go. Now, King of the Hammers is obviously an indestructible suspension, or if you want a sort of, you know, more balanced version of the same thing, you can also go with the Trail Runner spec or the Trail Runner Max Crawl, which is going to be your maximum articulation, max flexibility type setup. Now, I'm thinking, oh, also, before we move on, we've also got the Slammed spec. Now, the Slammed spec, we're going to be doing a separate build for that a little bit later, but I think for now, this one I'm going to give the Max Crawl, and then, oh, look at all of these tire options. There's the Slammed spec option. You got your gigantic wheels. Oh, that's hilarious. Look at all these tire choices. The MTRs, Trepidor runners, Mud Runner terrain. Oh, these all look so freaking good. Stock all-terrain with mud and ice performance. Man, you really can't go wrong with pretty much any of these options. That is a dually bogger. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now this, the Crawler Runner, that's going to be sort of your ultimate performance tire out of the bunch, he says. And then, of course, also you have the SnowRunner terrain, which is going to be your ice/snow setup. Now, let's do the Trail Runner spec winch. and we'll do the invisible snorkel. Now, here's where all the tow and haul add-ons come into play, and we're not going to be using those for this build anyway, but we also have a little shorty hitch, a pintail hitch, a lot of really cool add-ons there as well. Stock front bumper, trail scout, we've got the smoothie rear, the stock rear, or the trail scout rear. Now, I think for this one, I'm going to go with the smoothie rear and the trail scout front. And then let's see, off-road roof rack with supplies. Bro, full-on overland gear. Let's go. Roll cage. Is that like, wait a minute. Oh, I see. It's actually painted to match the interior. Oh, that's so cool. You got the Desert Runner bumper if you're going for a little bit more of a pre-runner setup. There's your actual full-on pre-runner, and then I'm definitely going to put the Trail Runner rock sliders on. So for the hood setup, you can actually remove it, and you can get a look at that gorgeous, what is that, like compound turbo Duramax? Holy crap. The detail is just insane. And honestly, I don't blame you at all if you want to run this thing completely hoodless. Running this thing hoodless is, it's a mood for sure. Now, the bed rack right there is going to be a little bit more if you're wanting to make this a work truck, but you also have the service body with its own set of dually fenders if you would like to go that route. And what's cool about it is that you can actually throw it on there and it will be a effective, it'll be an effective add-on, but you can also use it as essentially a like rock crawler support vehicle, and I can't get over how cool that is. So you have the AF dually, you have the Arsenal custom dually, the Forged dually, the Omega dually, Race 901 dually, and Standard dually. I think for this one, I'm going to go with the Omega dually. That looks really, really good. And then, of course, you can go with a more weathered paint job look or a polished paint job look, depending on what kind of appearance you would like to go with. Now, for this particular build, I'm going to go with a little bit more of a weathered look, and then I'm going to do the polished look on the slammed version. So we'll go ahead and throw beans on the dash, and we'll take this thing outside. Oh, wow. We'll give it a little bit of a flex test. It's quick, but it's not over-the-top quick. It's not like, you're gonna, like, literally tear a hole in space and time, but it's definitely gonna move on out of its way. All right, let's see what kind of flex you're working with here. Oh my god. Bro, full-size invasion be like, holy smokes, dude. Diff lock always on, and then all-wheel drive. Look at that flex! This is on a full-size dually work truck. That is silly. Like, silly in all of the right ways. Oh, wow. Like, holy smokes. That's next level. Now, real quick, before we go crawling, we are going to build a secondary variant, and that's going to be the slammed version. Now, some of you may be like, why is there a slammed version? What's the point of that? There's no reason for it to be in the game. But, I mean, you don't have to build one if you don't want to. And B, I think it's really cool that he's exploring all avenues of customization with this truck. So, I actually really like it. Now, I'm going to just throw the Trail Runner diesel spec in there. I'm going to do the Trail Runner 6-speed, and then I'm going to go with the slammed setup. And then we're going to do it the slam spec terrain. And let's see. We'll go straight over to the colors. And this one I'm going to give... Oh, dude. Look at that. Oh, like a polished light blue. Or even a polished green. Or like a purple. Any of these would work. But I'm going to go with the polished light blue. And then, of course, I mean, bro, we gotta have the beans. We always gotta have the beans. And you could bring it up just a little bit, but, like, that's definitely going to be your show truck height. And let me bring this guy over and park it next to the other one so we can get a little bit of a side-by-side comparison, because what a comparison it is. What a freaking comparison that is. To have both of these side-by-side and know that it's the same truck and the same mod, I mean, there's really no other mod that's going to give you that much customization variety. Like, the level of customization variety is just, like, it's on a level that I don't think anything could compare with, really. I mean, look at that. Look at the difference between these two trucks. You have literally a slammed... If the camera would focus. Come on, bruh. Come on. There you go. You have a slammed showboat, essentially. And then you have a, like, crawler. A full-size crawler. You couldn't get a more like, a diverse pair of trucks than that. So now, we're gonna take the all-purpose support crawler, I'm calling it. I don't know if support crawler is an actual thing, but this is gonna be a support crawler. We're gonna take this guy down onto some trails that we've been on before. You guys may have seen these trails in the Explorer video, and if you haven't, definitely check that one out, because that thing is incredible to drive. But, oh, I wanna go down those trails. Hang on. That looks even more fun. It looks even more gnarly as well, especially for a truck that's this long of a wheelbase. But, I mean, hey, we might be almost as long as a bus, but I'm not going to let that hold me back. Let me ease my way out here. There we go. And, hey, I mean, we've got so many freaking, like, you know, repair points that even if I didn't have dev tools, I would have absolutely no concern whatsoever about taking this thing into a ravine like this. So I'm going to put it in just low. Normal low. See if we can get a look at this articulation. Oh, I'm already very nervous. Ooh, get ready for body damage. Oh, boy. Get ready for some sketchiness. I mean, it's not doing terrible, though. Like, this would be such a cool rig to have, like, if you were on, like, a crawler run, for example, with a bunch of, like, Jeeps and Broncos and all sorts of stuff like that. This could be like the support slash rescue rig that like chills in the back of the pack, but like has just the same amount of capability and is always there if someone needs a little bit of help. I think that would be the coolest use for this truck, especially if you were to go on a little bit of a crawler run with your friends and someone wants to be, you know, the support tank almost. This is the perfect truck for that, and the perfect truck for that type of play style as well. Is that a trail route? I mean, I guess it could be one. If you were really brave, then that could technically be a trail route. Easy. I'm gonna put it back into low so I don't necessarily have to wait so long for the power to come in once I get back on the gas, but oh, dude. Let's get a little interior view. Wow, and look at those working freaking gauges. Yo, that like classic style stereo, the integrated roll cage, the old school steering wheel. Beans just bubbling about on the dash. Oh, man. This right here is what full-size crawler dreams are made of. It genuinely is. Like, I mean, for those of you full-size fans out there, myself included, this is genuinely, like, the stuff of dreams. It really is. God, the amount of flex this thing throws down, too. It's just so next level. And there's nothing that's really going to stand in its way. The only thing that's going to stand in this thing's way is if you mess up your driving, which, you know, if I do that, then we'll pick a different approach and try again. But I don't see myself making any gigantic mistakes with it anytime soon, but you never know with a trail like this. Wow. And, like, the places a rig like this can take you. That's the other thing, is that it can take you so many places, and it can have all of the repair points to support you along the way. All of the repair points. Like, candidate for ultimate support vehicle, I say absolutely yes. And especially if you're all about that classic style, it knocks it out of the park. All right, let me throw it into automatic mode for a little bit of a hill climb, making sure we're on, let's see, all-wheel drive, diff lock always on, second gear, third gear, putting that boost to work, heck yeah. And honestly, it's not getting quite as beat up as I thought it was going to get on a trail like this. I didn't think, you know, it was going to be able to preserve this much of the body. I mean, sure, the bumper and some of the lights are torn up and, like, there's a little bit of, like, rocker damage, but I feel like that's kind of par for the course when you're on trails like this. There's not many ways you can prevent that. That's what rock sliders are for, you know? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There you go. And whether you're crawling at a little bit of a faster pace or a more, you know, slower, realistic pace, it really does do it all. It absolutely does it freaking all. Now, I know that this test was out here on a little bit of a different scenario than our normal summer proving grounds testing runs, but man, I think this thing, you know, really needed a little bit of a different environment to showcase what it could do. And I mean, if it can crawl through this stuff with ease, you're never gonna have an issue on a base game map. That is for dang sure. Now, if you all enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all next time. Talk to y'all later.